early morning, not really early morning, but morning time for Savannah monitors, and they start their basking. They're kind of funny because when you give them larger open space, they'll sometimes dash about feeling a bit vulnerable. Because I just opened this door and just caught them exposed. And you'll do the classic thing, putting the head down, huffing and puffing. Oh yes. What can I tell you about Savannah monitors? Well, in captivity, we tend to overfeed them. And since they are readily imported from Africa as little wild-caught babies, you know, those animals are collected after the eggs have hatched in something like a termite mound, and it starts raining, and they're coming out to eat the termites and stuff. The people can go and collect these guys as babies, and they do make cute, wonderful little animals. And then we begin to take our ideas of how they should eat by anything that they eat as being, you know, the right stuff. So here's an animal that clearly is getting sometimes the short end of the stick, and you know, they are inexpensive from the wild. It probably won't always be that way, as long as, you know, we desire, you know, to keep these little animals, which is, you know, I think they're great in many different ways. And a lot of people don't breed these, A, because clearly they're not easy to breed, and B, because it's not economically feasible or even, you know, reasonable. Because if you're making a captive born animal, and this is one of my little arguments I go on always about, you know, people think, oh, you can a farmed water monitor or a captive hatch water monitor, and then it's going to sell for $175. This animal, as an egg, took 6 months to hatch. That's absolutely ridiculous. And obviously with Savannahs, they take a long time to hatch. And just to think that we would incubate something for 6 months and then turn around and sell a Savannah monitor for $20, $30, $40, you know, also being Nile monitors and stuff like that, it's just not typically feasible, because the discerning owner isn't going to say, oh, well, I want to get a captive bred and born Savannah monitor, and I'm willing to pay $200. And it's a hard one to differentiate. And water monitors especially, because water monitors, they can have, you know, we don't see the respiratory infections with the little Savannah monitors, but the water monitors get these horrific respiratory infections. They lose weight real quick, and you can really notice a difference. But anyways, so Savannah monitors like this, we feed them all sorts of things, and it's very easy to give them too much. They can be gluttonous, as most monitors can be, because they are opportunistic feeders. So when they have an opportunity to eat, they're going to use it. And it's our job to limit the food, give variety, not too much fat and carbohydrates. We want to really feed a lot of things like fat and proteins, and a lot of insects. Insects are great because it gives these guys, you know, their hunting instinct is like met, or they can move around and catch roaches and stuff like that, but that really isn't going to make them, you know, certainly overly obese. But if we fed them something like cat food, which is, you know, carbohydrates and fat, it's very easy to overdo it, and these guys will relish it. They'll eat it up, and then after a couple months of that, you'll start noticing, oh, my monitor's looking just so big and healthy. Well, we often get confused by that big healthy look with the Savannah or black throat, white throat monitor as being healthy, when in fact the liver has been filling with fat cells, and, you know, good hot spots, including overnight, you know, low temperatures. The low temperatures, if you feed these animals and then you drop these down to, let's say, a comfortable human household temperature, these animals can't digest their food properly, so they can get pancreatitis, where basically the food's rotting in the gut, it overwhelms the system. Sometimes they throw it up, sometimes they have very, you know, horrific runny stools and stuff like that. So by providing a heating pad underneath the enclosure and a basking light for 12 to 14 hours a day, those things collectively support, you know, this tropical animal in a, you know, temperate North American household. All right, I think I've bored you enough, right? He's so cute. All right, say goodbye.